budget's completely balanced, okay? So the only way to come up with a surplus is that you spend less money than you originally projected. It could have been, you know, the calculations of how much salary is needed. It could have been other things. I don't know how they got to the surplus, but I do know.
It was salaries. It was a miscalculation in the salaries.
What has been reported for the last...
Well, I was just going to finish. It was in February that the chief financial officer, independent chief financial officer, mind you, sent information to the chancellor saying, you now have what I believe is somewhere between a $27 million to a $34 million surplus. I think you're right that there's something about not having to pay as many teachers as much money or something. I don't know. There may be other things as part of the surplus. I haven't seen the documents myself. We do know that they certified this $27 to $34 million surplus, and we absolutely need that money to fund the collective bargaining agreement, which doesn't just go prospectively, but also retroactively. It gives teachers pay increases that they've been waiting for years.
If the mistake is from a miscalculation by the D.C. Chief Financial Officer, Natwar Gandhi, I believe is his name, and he talked to the City Council on Monday. He didn't disclose that there was a surplus. Michelle Reed did disclose it on Tuesday, and City Council members themselves were very surprised. They've been quoted as saying, this is very curious, it seems all too convenient. So there is concern about it, and there are many people, including the teachers who were RIF'd, who feel like these two things are indeed related. The City Council members of the City Council continue to say, we didn't create the budget shortfall. We didn't underfund the schools. This was something created by either the chief financial officer or the chancellor, one of those people. The teachers, many feel that the teachers should either be reinstated, or the concept that I hear being thrown around is made whole in some way. Do you not feel that that should be taken into account, that should be looked at?
Again, you know, I for one agree with your paraphrasing of the teachers union presidents who say you've got to separate these two things. I mean, there's so many months apart, and they're two different things completely. The RIFs happened because the council cut the budget by $20 million after we had submitted a balanced budget that had no teacher layoffs. That's a separate action. Once the council made those cuts, we had to then make personnel moves. This has already gone through the court system. The court system has already said, listen, the chancellor's hand was forced. There's nothing that can be done. Now, into February of 2010, the CFO comes and says, we know that there's some surplus revenue. And this doesn't just happen in the school system. This happens in lots of agencies. Some agencies spend more than they originally budget. Some spend less. It's up to us as a council, mayor, and CFO to figure out what we should do with this money. In my opinion, no higher priority right now for any surplus money, be it in the schools or anything, than to pay our teachers what they have deserved for years and what we've been negotiating. As far as the revelations about